Hey toy friends, welcome to the 5K Q&A video. So first off, I want to say thank you so very much for everyone who has supported me over the past it's been like 2.5 years since I started my YouTube channel here. And it means the world to me that so many people enjoy what I do, enjoy watching me make a fool of myself, and all the comments, the interactions during the live streams, the chats. All that stuff means the world to me. So I just want to give a huge thank you for that. Let's just get into the questions. So I asked you all to submit questions for this video through Instagram and the YouTube post tab thingy. So I'm just going to go through these in a random order. And so let's get started. Should I send you a Happy Meal toy? If you like. I like vintage Happy Meal toys. So I don't know. I do enjoy Happy Meal toys from the 80s, preferably the 80s. But I don't know, they're fun. How did you meet Davey? So this is kind of a heavy-ish question. Not really. I don't know. So we met online, actually, like most modern romances happen these days, and I actually was playing hard to get for a second. It took a while for me to meet up with him. There were a few times where I think he had asked if we could meet up, and I was like, I don't know. So we finally ended up meeting up at a coffee shop here in Chicago, and and then that was pretty much it. We basically hit it off right away, and we've been together for over 13 years now. We've been married for over 5 at this point. So it's been a journey for sure, and I love him to pieces. Favorite Barbie and Ken or Monster High dolls? That's a loaded question. That's a very broad kind of question. So I'm primarily a male doll collector. So the Ken dolls obviously appeal to me more than Barbies, but there are Barbies that I think are really cool that I would love to have in my collection. I think it's just whatever appeals to me. I think my default is male doll, but if something appeals to me, I find it interesting or whatever, I will pick it up. It doesn't matter what it is, honestly. And as far as Monster High dolls, I haven't been really collecting Monster High dolls. I really went hard when I first started collecting with G1 dolls. Like I went real hard, and I do have all the G1 Mansters, or like a representation of each one of them at least. But I'm not really collecting G1. I have a few. I have a very small handful of G3 dolls, G3 girl dolls specifically. But those are the ones that really stand out to me and are like really cool to me. So, but I'm not necessarily collecting Monster High unless there is a Skelector that I'm into. I guess I'm saying I'm not really brand loyal. I think if no matter who makes the doll, as long as it's cool and appealing to me, I will purchase it. If you could spend 1 hour with anyone, dead or alive, who would that be and why? So, I don't know. I had a hard time thinking about someone for this. So I'm going to say that I'm going to give you 2 answers. So the first answer is Mark Ryden. Mark Ryden is a surrealist painter, artist. He's still alive. He does a lot of amazing work. I've loved his work for such a long time. He did the Barbie, the pink pop Barbie or pink Barbie. I don't know what the official name is, but yeah, I just love his artwork, and I would love to kind of just spend some time with him. I've seen pictures of his house, and I would love to just get a house tour from him for an hour. That would be amazing. And then my other answer would be my grandfather on my dad's side. So my dad's dad, he passed away when I was a teenager. He didn't speak English. He was like full on Italian, and he's the one grandparent that he was the first to go. So I don't really know a lot about him, but yeah, just to like spend some time with him for like an hour and not have a language barrier, just to like talk to him, that would be really special. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Are there any new dolls you would like to start collecting? Yes. There are a handful of dolls that I don't have in my collection. Well, Integrity dolls. I do have a few Integrity dolls. Or actually, I think I only have one now. But I would love to. What I need to do is make a wish list of Integrity dolls that I want. But so there's that. There is the Taeyang dolls, which are they're kind of like Blythe-esque looking dolls with the giant heads and the tiny bodies, and I think they're made overseas, so they're a little pricey. But those Living Dead dolls, I don't have a Living Dead doll yet. I would love to have like a handful of those, and I do definitely have like a list. I have a video on my channel that you can watch of my top 10, I don't know if it's 10, 13 maybe, Living Dead dolls that I would want. I also, another collection that I already have a few are the Takara boy dolls. I have like 5. I have 5 currently, and I think they're so cute. So I would love to add more to that collection. And then I think the Hyde dolls that are coming out at some point. They're those really like queer forward fashion dolls that are in the concepting, prototyping stage at this point as of me recording this video. I think those are really awesome, and I would love to get into those. So yeah. Which doll has been a flop for you, and which shocked you with how much you enjoyed it? So I'm gonna say flop would be the Mickelman Dominic doll that I got. I made a video on it, but he is a pre-integrity doll. His leg fell off, and that was a big bummer. I won't buy a doll if I don't like it, or if I don't think I'll enjoy it. The only reason something would be a flop to me would be if it's not what I expected it to be, or like the quality isn't great. But for the most part, I don't really buy things I don't want in my collection. So that one like really like bummed me out. That it kind of fell apart basically. One that has shocked me with how much I enjoyed it is the haunted hostess. Wow, I'm totally blanking on the Halloween doll, my Grell doll. I'm like at a loss for words now. I can't even say like how amazing that doll is. And I knew when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, that's a cool doll. I would really love to have that in my collection. And then like, seeing the price and how the availability and all that stuff, I kind of got worked up over it, and when I finally got it, I was like, I hope like when I get it, I'm not like, ugh, this was kind of a letdown. But it was not a letdown. It's an amazing doll. I love the thing so much. Any future plans for the channel? How do you feel about Shadow High coming back? So future plans for the channel. I'm just going to continue doing what I've been doing. I'm just going to be making videos about stuff that I'm into, and it's going to probably still be more male focused. I might try to switch it up. I don't know. It all depends on how I feel about things and what I'm getting out of it, because ultimately I have to be enjoying what I'm doing also. Nothing concrete necessarily. I do have like ideas for like future videos and stuff like that, but overall I think the channel's gonna just keep chugging along and going forward until something changes. I don't know. And then how do I feel about Shadow High coming back? I like the idea that Shadow High might be coming back. I don't know. I know that they put out those 2 budget dolls, which I'm like, whatever. Yeah, but those collector dolls are pretty cool. I don't think they're coming back. I think they're just putting out collector dolls. I think this is probably a one-shot kind of thing. That's my prediction. I don't know, but I feel like this is just let's appease the OG Rainbow High fans and put out these collector dolls and call it a day. So I would love for them to put out more like collector level dolls like we used to get, but I don't have high hopes for that. But they're cool. I don't know that I'll be picking them up, but they're really nice. They seem very nice. If you could pick any superpower, what would it be and why? I would love the power of
teleportation
and just like being able to just like transport to wherever I want to go in an instant would be amazing. I hate traveling. I hate the process of traveling from one place to another. Just in general, I don't know. It's so time consuming, and by the time I get to my destination, sometimes I'm like frazzled and whatever. So yeah, I would love to do that. Maybe also invisibility. I don't know. I think that'd be fun to kind of like creep around and not know, and not have people know where I am. I don't know. That might be fun. Flying, I guess, maybe at sometimes. Although I feel like I would need to learn how to fly, because flying is, not normal for humans. Unlike, instant
teleportation.
Anyway, now that you've obtained Halloween Haunt, who's your number 1 Grail doll? So I would say, I don't know that I haven't designated like this is the one that I need next, but I will say the Haunted Beauties line is very up there. I love that line so much, except for the Mistress one with the keys and the lamp, or I'm like, whatever. That one doesn't really do it for me, but the other, I think there's 3 of them. There's the vampire, the zombie, and the ghost. Yeah, those are amazing. They're Halloween themed. They're so good. But those are definitely Grail dolls, because those are so expensive on the secondhand market, and so rare. I feel like you don't really see them go up for sale or whatever very often. So those are true Grail dolls. But yeah, those would be my choices. Not a question, but you remind me of Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. What do you think of Flava's Boy Dolls? I love Flava's Boy Dolls. I actually have 2 of Liam that I purchased off of Whatnot. I don't have any of Trey, so I would love to have a Trey in my collection. But I think they're cool. I think they look cool. I'm always into getting different boy doll types, like different sculpts, different just like body types. I think it's so interesting to see how companies do dolls differently. even within the same company, like over the years with different lines and all that stuff. So I'm always looking forward to adding new types of boy dolls to my collection. But the Flavas dolls are pretty cool. Name something on your bucket list. So the one thing that always comes to mind is taking a trip to Australia or New Zealand. I have wanted to go to Australia. I've been talking about going to Australia for my whole life, basically, ever since I probably like a teenager, ever since I found out about Australia. I don't know. It's so like magical to me. And I know like, especially if you like live in Australia or you've been there or whatever, you're probably like, okay, whatever. But to me, it's a magical foreign place, and I just want to go before I. So, yeah, I don't know. I wanna hug a koala. I want to see a kangaroo from a distance. Those things are scary to me, but from a distance. Now looking forward to all the things that can kill me in nature. I'm not a huge insect person. I know they have tons of insects and really creepy crawly things, so not into that aspect of it. But yeah, I don't know. That's definitely on my bucket list. What was the first doll that I owned? So as an adult collector, the first doll that I owned, I believe, was Nicole Steele from Shadow High. I'm pretty sure that was it. Technically, my first dolls were gifted to me as a 20-something-year-old. I was gifted the X-Files, the Barbie X-Files 2-pack with Scully and Mulder. And I had those. I still have them, I think. Yeah, I think I have them. I recently, within the past year or so, I finally took them out of the box and yeah, so my voice. How many dolls do you have? I have no idea. I'm going to say it's in the hundreds for sure. I do have, ever since I've been downsizing, it's definitely like that number. I've probably gotten rid of like 100 or so dolls since I started my downsizing journey. But I would say it's probably in the like 200 or 300 range. So it's not crazy, I don't think, compared to like a lot of doll collectors. I also have a lot of like nude dolls that are for like customizing or restyling or whatever. So, but yeah, I would say a couple hundred. What got you started into collecting, and how long have you been collecting? So I have been collecting for about three years. So I started the channel about 2.5 years ago in February of 2023. I started collecting in June of 2022. And I remember that because we moved into this apartment at that time. So, and I was like, because I wanted to collect before we moved, but I was like, I don't want to have to move like all that stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to wait till we move and then let the onslaught begin. So it's been about 3 years. And then as far as what got me into collecting, I feel like I like a lot of people during the pandemic and just like feeling isolated and having this like yearning for nostalgia kind of did it for me. I had been watching a lot of YouTube and a lot of doll unboxing channels. My World, Melissa, I credit her for sparking that. And yeah, it was a thing where I would watch these videos and be like, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. These like dolls. I never collected dolls as a kid. I only had action figures, and because it was, it wasn't acceptable or whatever. So I think part of me, but I did play with Barbies with my cousin when I went to go visit her. So that was kind of like my villain origin story is playing Barbies with her. And that kind of like got me excited, I guess. So, but yeah, so I saw that other people on YouTube were like, adults were talking about dolls that they purchased, and they're like showing them off or whatever. And I don't know, something in my mind, we were at Target, and I was like, should I just pick one up? I think I was with my husband at the time, and I was like questioning whether I should pick it up or not, and I did. And that kind of just started everything. But yeah, it's been really, really fun. I also collect action figures, so there's that part of it, and I think I like collecting things. I think the whole like obtaining things is really fun for me. So yeah. What are your favorite intangible things you've collected while collecting dolls and toys, i.e. joy or sense of connection, etc.? I would say I really get a kick out of collecting something that I don't have. I think it's the weird like mind of a collector where we're always looking to either like complete something or get something that we don't have, or it's that kick of the endorphins going or whatever when you get that thing. So it's that like temporary high of when you actually get something, and then having the thing is super joyful for me, and just like putting it on my shelf and knowing that I have it and it's there. So yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily get emotional about my dolls. They're more like trophies, I guess, to me, or more like they're like a look at what I have kind of thing. Not in a weird, not like in a braggy way, but like this is what I've collected like over the years. It's also like I don't know how to explain it, but it's let's go with joy for now. But yeah, I don't know. When I look over at my shelf and I see like all of the dolls that I've collected over the years, and I'm like, I like my collection. I really do love my collection. It's been like a journey. It's definitely like something that doesn't happen overnight, obviously. So that's also like a record of time, it's also like, oh, I remember when I got that, or that was like whatever. Or I got this when I was feeling this way or that way or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is. So maybe it is emotional. I don't know. I guess I do feel some kind of way about collecting, but it's not an outward, like, I don't get emotionally invested in each and every doll that I bring home. So we'll leave it at that. If you could turn into one Ken doll for the day, which Ken would you be? I don't know that it would be a particular Ken, but maybe like any 80s Ken. 80s is my era, that's my peak kid era, I guess, when I was like playing with toys and Barbies, and so I really have a nostalgic connection to that time period. So I would love to maybe be like an 80s Ken and like I don't know, like a tux, like a boring tux, or maybe like a beach Ken, because there's less clothing and it's gonna be cooler. What first doll sparked you to start collecting, and are you a Chi-Town native? So I answered the first question. I'm not a Chi-Town native. I actually have been here. It's going to be 19 years in January, I believe. So I lived in Delaware before this. And prior to that, I grew up in Pennsylvania. I was actually born in Brooklyn, New York. So I'm an East Coast baby for sure. But I love Chicago. It's such an amazing city. If you could create and add a new personality member to Barbie or Ken's group of friends, family, who would you make them to be? I think we need more queer representation, whether that's gay people, non-binary people, trans people. I really loved what Mattel did with Creatable World. I'm bummed that line didn't last. I wasn't collecting when that line came out, but I would have bought all those dolls. But yeah, I think having more of those queer representations would be amazing. I don't know that will happen anytime soon. Although some of the Kens are definitely queer coded, but like outwardly gay or even gay, like just like straight up, just like old school. Here's a gay male couple, or even like a lesbian couple. Like I don't even know that they would even do that. That would be amazing. And I think it's going to be up to companies outside of Mattel, MGA. I mean, I think MGA would be more likely to do something like that versus Mattel. Mattel is very like family friendly, whereas MGA, I feel like, is a little more likely to kind of go that route. But even then, so I think it would take like an independent toy maker to do that. If your house was on fire, what are the first three dolls you're grabbing? So I'm going to say the Haunted Hostess doll, my girl doll, of course. Crystal Cave Ken, one of my all-time faves. And then the Mark Ryden pink Barbie. But, who knows, in an actual scenario, in a real-life scenario, I think it would be whatever is closest to me. I would probably just like grab in my arms. But yeah, those are definitely the three. Favorite color is blue. I love blue. All shades of blue. I think like a baby blue is fun. I also like a navy, like a gray blue is also nice. What was your favorite childhood toy? So I had so many Masters of the Universe figures, Motu figures, and I definitely remember playing with them as a kid, like in the backyard. I specifically remember playing, if you're familiar with Buzz Off, he's one of the characters, but I remember like flying with Buzz Off for sure. That's like a memory that kind of just like is ingrained in my head. I definitely had Castle Grayskull. But yeah, I wish my parents had kept my childhood toys, because I feel like I had other toys that I know I played with, but I don't remember. I definitely had Ninja Turtles also. There are a set of toys or figures that I have called Germs, and I mentioned this in my doll tour collection video, and I do plan on making a video on them, but Germs were a big thing that I really loved. Mostly like traditional like boy toys is what my parents bought for me. And then the last question, the most important question, I think, are you collecting Cabbage Patch Kids? No, Chad, I am not collecting Cabbage Patch Kids. I have a weird connection with Cabbage Patch Kids, because I remember as a kid really being into having a Cabbage Patch Kid, and in my parents' eyes, that was a doll. It was a baby doll, basically. I mean, and they were, essentially, right? So getting their boy a baby doll would have been weird. So they, instead of getting me like a Cabbage Patch Kid, I think my grandmother made me a Cabbage Patch Kid, and I guess that made it better. I don't know. I don't know what happened to that thing, but I obviously don't have it anymore. But when I see Cabbage Patch Kids, it's definitely like one of those like Oh, I remember those from my childhood. Something I could never have as a kid. So whenever I see them out, more recently anyway, I do enjoy, like, they do like make me happy, I guess, seeing them. So yeah, when I was in California with Chad, I picked a Kusa up, which is not, it's a Cabbage Patch Kid, but it's one of the animal Cabbage Patch Kids. Yeah, I don't know. I don't collect them. They're just too big. They're just way too big. So, but yeah, they do have a special place in my heart for sure. So yeah, thank you so much for submitting those questions. Again, I can't thank you enough for supporting me over these couple years. I hope what I'm putting out there you're enjoying, and I'm always open to suggestions of stuff that you want to see me do. So yeah, thank you. If you haven't already, please remember to hit the subscribe button, and I hope you're having a lovely whenever you're watching this, and I will catch you next time.